Today's video is for all the Labubu fans around the globe. Labubu, a Smiley doll that has captured the hearts of adults with its mischievous grin, pointy ears, and a spark of dark fairy tale magic, has taken the designer toy world by storm. Welcome to Industria, where we uncover the fascinating processes behind the manufacturing of items inside the factories. So grab your snacks and let's go! From underground comic sketches to global collectibles shelved in Tokyo, Paris, and New York, Labubu isn't just a toy, it's a movement. But here's the real question. How does a simple doodle turn into a wildly popular, hand-painted collectible? And why is everyone from K-pop stars to hardcore collectors obsessed? But the real mystery? How is this weirdly adorable creature made? Labubu comes to life from the imagination of a Hong Kong-born artist, Kasing Lung, who grew up inspired by Nordic fairy tales, mysterious forests, and spooky but sweet creatures. This led him to create The Monsters, a character universe where Labubu became the breakout star. With its chaotic hair, expressive eyes, and a grin that looks both innocent and slightly dangerous, Labubu quickly stood out. Originally introduced in 2015, it wasn't until 2019, through a game-changing collaboration with China's collectibles powerhouse POP MART, that Labubu leapt from niche to mainstream. POP MART generated over 3 billion yuan, $419 million in 2024 alone, with the Monsters series accounting for a major chunk of that success. From doodle to digital doll, Labubu's journey is anything but sketchy rom. The Labubu doll was just a sketch before it grasped the world and became a designer collectible. The first step in manufacturing a Labubu doll is to begin with a detailed sketch of the doll highlighting its distinctive features. Then, with the magical touch of technology and computer-aided design software, this sketch is transformed into a 3D prototype. The prototype is rectified for precise adjustments and refinements. Digital sculptors adjust proportions, tweak tiny details like fur tufts, and refine symmetry, all while preserving the original charm. Next up, a 3D printed prototype, the very first physical version of Labubu used to test design and prepare for large-scale molding. Once the prototype is approved, it's time for mold making. Artisans create silicone molds which capture every fine line of the design. In the second step of the Labubu making, the model prototype is ready. Creating the molds for Labubu is a delicate process. Using the master prototype, craftsmen produce silicone molds that capture every nuance of the design. These molds are then used to cast the individual parts of the doll, typically using vinyl or resin materials. Each mold is designed to produce multiple copies, but reproducing from the same mold has its downside and a shortened lifespan. After a certain number of uses, the molds must be replaced to maintain the quality of the final products. This meticulous approach ensures that every Labubu doll meets the high standards set by POP MART and Kasing Lung. Each Labubu mold has a limited shelf life. After about 300 to 500 casts, it needs to be replaced to ensure top-notch quality. Why so careful? Because in the world of designer toys, precision is everything. A slightly warped grin? That's a deal-breaker for collectors. Now comes the casting stage. Liquid vinyl is poured into the molds and allowed to cure, either air-dried or heat-processed, depending on the addition. Liquid vinyl or resin is poured into the molds and allowed to cure, forming the individual components of the Labubu doll. Once hardened, these pieces are carefully removed from the molds and trimmed to remove any excess material. It's like popping out cookie dough, but way more detailed. Then comes the assembly. Parts like the head, arms, legs, and sometimes accessories are glued or snapped into place with surgical precision. Artisans pay close attention to alignment and symmetry, ensuring each doll maintains the distinctive Labubu appearance. Some variants even feature movable limbs, which require additional joints and stronger adhesives. Here's where Labubu really gets its soul. With the doll finally coming to life, and all our doll components are attached, the next important step is to paint and add details.